The iconic Harry Carey statue at the corner of Waveland and Sheffield as fans walk into the Budweiser bleachers. It's a nice day for Cubs baseball today, and it's the Hyundai leadoff man on WGN Sports. The rubber match today, the Phillies and the Cubs. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to the leadoff man. I'm Len Casper. Hope your Labor Day weekend is going well. The Cubs will welcome in the Miami Marlins tomorrow, but first, the series finale here against the Phillies. Yesterday, a nice come-from-behind win for the Cubs after blowing a 5-0 lead on Friday. Let's get the highlights for you and another good ovation. Lots of autograph seekers for the Hall of Famer Ryne Sandberg. Chris Russin in a very good stretch here lately. Had to grind a bit yesterday, but striking out Jimmy Rollins in the first. 3 Ks in 5 innings for Russin. Now in the second, Kevin Franzen, what a series he's had. His second home run of the weekend. That put the Phillies on the board first, 1-0. But Cliff Lee also had to grind it out through 5 innings. Cole Gillespie with an RBI single. Wellington Castillo is in. It's 1-1. The Phillies would retake the lead in the third. Carlos Ruiz with an RBI double into the left field corner. Chase Utley coming around to make it 2-1 Phillies, but the Cubs would tie it yet again in the bottom of the third. Castillo, pretty good day for him. Knocking in Donnie Murphy. 2-2 at this point. Phillies again taking their third lead of the day. Top of the fourth, Michael Young in his final game as a Philly. What a weekend he had for the Phillies before being traded to the Dodgers. 7 hits, including this RBI triple. 3-2 Philadelphia. But Cole Gillespie again, bottom of the fifth. A sac fly. Bernardino with the catch. Murphy scores. It's 3-3. And then Starlin Castro off Zach Minor, his first home run in a month. Straightaway center field. 4-3 Cubs. The bullpen would do a great job down the stretch. Kevin Gregg would get the final 3 outs. The Cubs with 11 hits on the day. 4 players with at least 2, and Gregg with his 28th save. Cubs win 4-3. We'll hear from Dale Swaim coming up, but a reminder, the leadoff man is brought to you by your Chicago and Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers, who invite you to come test drive the all-new Hyundai Santa Fe. Visit myhyundaichicago.com. Drive the all-new Hyundai Santa Fe. Visit myhyundaichicago.com. It's been a trying season for Starlin Castro right now, just .242 for his batting average. But let's hear from his manager, Dale Swaim. He's been in a much better stretch here lately.
Well, I mean, not talk to him. Obviously, there's been a lot of things about, seeing more pitches and walking more and on-base percentage. And, you bring a lot of things. And, we've talked to this probably 20 times this year, about this whole subject. So it's one of those things as much as anything is why I kind of thought I'd get him back in the leadoff spot, one spot where he was the most comfortable and had the most success at. And so far, he's been driving the ball better and swinging the bat better in that spot.
4 hits in the series, all for extra bases for Starlin Castro. It is Stat Sunday. We'll talk about today's topic when we return. Northwest Indiana Hyundai dealers who invite you to come test drive the all-new Hyundai Santa Fe. Visit myhyundaichicago.com. It is Stat Sunday. Today we focus on walk percentage and strikeout percentage. These numbers have been around for a while, but they're better numbers to look at as opposed to walks per 9 and strikeouts per 9 for batters and pitchers. You see, team-wise, the Oakland A's leading the majors as a team. 9.3 is their walk percentage. The major league average for walks, 7.9%. You see the Cubs are below average. The strikeout rate major league wide is 19.7%. So you see where the Royals are, they don't strike out that much, and the Houston Astros strike out about 1 every 4 plate appearances. So more on that as we move along today. Jake Arrieta for the Cubs, Kyle Kendrick for the Phillies. We'll have Cubs baseball coming up next. Labor Day weekend. It's Sunday, and we're set for Cubs baseball on WGN Sports. The rubber game today. The Cubs haven't won a home series since early July, but they have that opportunity this afternoon. We welcome Cub fans from all over the country watching on WGN America, America's home for baseball. Great to have you with us, Jim Deshaies and Len Casper. A positive development for the Cubs here lately, and that is Starlin Castro has had an excellent series at the plate.
Yeah, a little life in the bat lately, hitting the ball with more authority. A couple of doubles Friday night, last night, or yesterday he delivered again, shooting this off-field double off Cliff Lee, and then even more encouraging, jumping on this fastball. Problem pitch for him this year. He hasn't turned on many. This time he drives it to straightaway center field for his first home run in quite some time.
Castro's done a lot of damage in his career against the Phillies. You see a .365 average with 3 home runs. However, he is 0 for 9 lifetime against today's starter, Kyle Kendrick. More on Kendrick in a second, but first Jake Arrieta. 2 excellent starts to begin his Cubs career. He's scuffled a little bit since.
Indeed, and it's really kind of the same old story for Arrieta. The problems he had in Baltimore were tied to walks, and that's been the issue his last 2 starts. You take a look at the breakdown. First 2, 1-0 with an .069, so good. And that start against the Brewers and outstanding against St. Louis. But the last 2 of the walks have been a big issue. Walk per inning pitched. It's been a tale of 2 seasons for Kendrick. Before the break, really, really good. Since the All-Star break, not good at all. Last 7, 1-5 with an ERA of 6.11.
Let's throw it down to the field. It's Sunday, so it's God Bless America and our national anthem.
Media variety show at 70s Music Celebration and New Heartland's resident Barry Williams as he honors our nation with God Bless America, followed by our national anthem.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with a light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
first. It's the sound of history being made. Here we go. Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer or go to shophonda.com for current offers. And by AT&T. Find out what's possible with products and services from AT&T. Rethink possible. Chicago Cubs baseball in high definition on WGN TV is brought to you by Xfinity, your home for the most live sports.
Today's game is available in Spanish on your SAP audio setting, provided by WRTO La Tremenda, Chicago's Spanish language sports leader.
September 1st, we've got some call-ups, and 2 of the 3 activated off the disabled list. One of them in the starting lineup today as we check out the Cubs injury report, brought to you by the Illinois Bone and Joint Institute. IBJI, helping you move better so you can live better. Visit IBJI.com. So removing 2 guys from that list. Sweeney had the broken rib, Valbuena the oblique strain, and you see what they did in their rehab outings. The last one was last night in Geneva with the Kane County Cougars. Also, right-hander Alberto Cabrera has joined the roster from AAA Iowa. Eduardo Sanchez designated for assignment.
Cabrera splitting time between AA Tennessee and AAA Iowa. Much better as a starter at AA. Numbers not particularly good at AAA in the bullpen. Those are the numbers overall, 10-6 with a 379 combined.
Great job of the anthem and God Bless America by the former lead singer of the Silver Platters.
Silver Platters? Greg Brady?
Johnny Bravo, baby.
That's a good look right there. That is so solid.
He's having a hard time getting out of the ballpark. Everybody wants to take a picture with Greg Brady.
My sister could recite every line from every show, from every episode in the history of that Brady Brunch program.
Now, Barry Williams did the stretch a few years ago and was great. Really enjoyed it. So the Cubs today, a chance to win their first home series in their last 8. The last time they won a series here was in early July, taking 2 of 3 against the Pittsburgh Pirates. A couple of 1-run games to start the weekend. Phillies coming back from a 5-0 deficit and winning 6-5 Friday, and Cubs came back from a few 1-run deficits to win 4-3 on Saturday. So the Cubs take the field behind right-hander Jake Arrieta. And here's how the Phillies will line up. They made a couple of trades yesterday. Michael Young to the Dodgers, John McDonald to the Red Sox. Bernardino leads it off. Rollins, Utley, Darren Rupp is going to play right. Cody Ashe, the rookies, at third. Kevin Franzen has done a nice job in this series, and you see hasn't struck out much this year. Pete Orr will get his first start this year for the Phillies. Eric Kratz, the backup catcher's in there with Kyle Kendrick.
Take a look at the Cubs defensively, brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. Why don't we start in center field where Ryan Sweeney returns to action. He's got Bogusevic on one side, Shearholtz the other. Castro and Barney turn it in the middle. Murphy and Rizzo have the corners. Castillo's behind the plate for Jake Arrieta, our throwing right-hander, making his 5th start with the Cubs. And with the Cubs, he's 1-1 with a 4.5 ERA. He's been hard to hit, a low batting average, but again, the walks an issue. 22 innings, 14 free passes. He's going to have to whittle away at that to be successful at this level.
Chicago native and 24-year veteran Bob Davidson will call balls and strikes. Quinn Walcott, James Hoy, Jim Reynolds will work the bases. Our Stats Sunday topic, strikeout percentage and walk percentage. And these are numbers you can look at, I guess, in the opposite way for hitters and for pitchers. Now, the bottom line, and there's the major league average, strikeouts 19.7%. So 1 out of every 5 plate appearances results in a strikeout. And the walk percentage just a notch below 8% of plate appearances for hitters batters faced, which is the equivalent for pitchers. JD, I think we can say strikeouts are always good for pitchers. Walks are always good for batters. Walks get a little trickier when you're assessing a pitcher because you can walk some people if you strike out a lot of guys. And for batters, strikeout rate gets a little tricky as well because a lot of the best hitters walk a lot and therefore will strike out as well.
Right, and a lot of the guys that strike out a lot also hit the ballpark hit the ball out of the ballpark a lot. So that's, you know, a concession you're willing to make. You'll take a few more strikeouts with a guy who hits for power and walks. What you don't want is a contact hitter, singles hitter who punches out a bunch. Those guys tend not to last in the big leagues. And you're right, for the pitchers, it's really important to focus on the strikeout rate minus the walk rate because power pitchers who strike out a lot, you live with a few more walks from those guys as well.
Here's Bernardino. You see, doesn't walk a lot and strikes out more than major league average. And Arrieta's first pitch misses high for a ball, and we are underway.
And that strikeout rate just continues to climb year after year.
Arrieta's 1-0. Now it's 2-0. And so using today's focused stats, Jake Arrieta's got to make some improvements. 67 major league starts. He made 84 in the minor leagues. His walk rate is above where you'd like it to be, and the strikeout rate is lower than where you would like it to be. And with the stuff he has, for whatever reason, it just hasn't matched up yet.
Yeah, and you know, we haven't seen a lot of Jake Arrieta, so it's got to be careful not to jump to conclusions. But he does have plus stuff. And maybe it's a case of not working ahead in the count enough. You know, so if you get ahead, then you can finish hitters off out of the strike zone. You get more swings and misses. That will cause that strikeout rate to climb. And obviously, if you're falling behind, guys will be more patient, and ultimately you'll walk more.
Pulled right field side out of play. After a scorching hot day on Friday, cooled off quite a bit yesterday, and it is just gorgeous today. Mid-70s, little breeze off the lake.
Yeah, happy September, everybody.
It's a sunshine day.
Got a Greg Brady too?
Bouncer to first. Rizzo will tag the bag, one away.
I'm going to guess that's a Brady Bunch tune?
Yeah. Yep.
Did they get into music to try to compete with the Partridge Family?
I think they did, yes.
Bitter rivals back in the day.
Jimmy Rollins will step in. So here's a good note. Since 2001, Jimmy Rollins leads the National League in hits. 2,131. That was his first full season. Albert Pujols is now in the American League. Second, Todd Helton. Ramos Ramirez, Juan Pierre. Round out the top five. There's a strike.
Rollins will be 35 in November. Second year of a 3-year deal.
He's been a lifelong Philly.
Yeah, you look at the resume. He's on the leaderboard in a lot of categories all time for the Phils.
And he draws the one-out walk. Now Chase Utley. Those are numbers you like to see. Walk rate a little above average, doesn't strike out much.
And it's a guy who hits for power too.
Yeah.
So he's the whole package.
Yeah.
And that's kind of been his story throughout his career. High on base plus slugging. Effective base stealer. All the winning they have done, some of these guys are a little bit underrated. When you think about the careers that Rollins and Utley have had, I'm not sure they've gotten the recognition they deserve.
Good lead by Rollins, not running. And the pitch is on the outside corner. It's a strike.
And Utley, a good fastball hitter, works the count. We saw him jump on a 3-1 fastball here the other day down. Better down than up. I think you can crowd him with fastballs up a little bit. He is quick. Breaking ball down and in is a little bit of a problem pitch for him too.
Make sure you check out our WGN Baseball blog, sponsored by Jeff Vukovich, your nationwide insurance agent serving the area for 34 years. To join the nation, contact Jeff at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on your side. I pinned the blog post on strikeout percentage and walk percentage, and tell you why those numbers are better to look at than a couple of others you're familiar with. You see strikeouts per 9. Walks per 9, a fair amount. Those particular statistics are based on outs. It gets a little complicated, but essentially you'd rather have the percentage of batters faced for pitchers and percentage of plate appearances for hitters as opposed to innings and outs. Well, I'll give you an example. Pitcher A faces 3 hitters and strikes them all out in an inning. Pitcher B gives up 2 runs, faces 7 hitters, and strikes out 3 guys for all the outs. The K per 9 rate would be the same.
Yeah, and would not be reflective of the performance.
Yes, one guy faced 3 hitters, the other guy faced 7. So, balls in play. If they turn into hits and not outs, it gives a pitcher more opportunities to walk and strike out people. So I think it's just a little better indicator. You can get a little more specifically into strikeout and walk rates by doing it per batter faced. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. And a tremendous explanation. It's clear, concise.
We have some good links on this topic on our blog as well, so make sure you check it out. 2-2 the count, and the pitch is fouled back.
Doubting Jake Arrieta's stuff. 95-mile-an-hour fastball there. He'll throw a sinking fastball. He'll cut it. Slider, curve, and a change. He's got a lot of weapons. Talk about the walks. It's not just the walks, but the walks extend innings. They force you to throw more pitches. Tough to be efficient. Good breaking ball.
Called strike 3.
Just locks him up right here, freezes him, and that ball just settles into the top of the strike zone for strikeout number 1. For instance, Jake in his last start against the Dodgers worked 5 innings, allowed 6 hits, 4 runs. He walked 5 through 111 pitches. So could not go beyond the 5th.
Pitch to Ruff. This is for ball 1 on a fastball at 94.
Contrast that start with his start against the Cardinals here a couple starts earlier. 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs, walked just 2, struck out 7 through 94 pitches in that game.
In the air to left. Ryan Bogusevic will make the catch, and that'll end it for the Phillies. The Cubs coming up I hope he fits the suit. We'll be back. Places Castro, Barney, and Rizzo at the top. Nate Scherholtz with 20 home runs, a career high. Sweeney, good to see him back off the DL. Murphy at third, coming off a great month of August. Bogusevic in left. Castillo, the catcher, and Jake Arrieta, the pitcher.
And the Phillies defensively, some changes. Kobayashi gets his first start of the weekend at third base. Rollins, Utley, Franzen round out the infield. In the outfield, Pete Moore gets a rare start. Bernardina in center. Darren Ruff is in right today. And backup catcher Eric Kratz behind the dish for Kyle Kendrick. He's 29 years old. He's 64-53 lifetime. Not a hard thrower. Needs to keep the ball down. The bottom of the knees. Fastball change, cut, and a curve. 10-11 with a 4.40.
See, does not strike out a lot of people. The strikeout rate at 13.1%. Doesn't walk a ton either.
And that's, I talked about in the open his splits pre-All-Star, post-All-Star. 8-6 with a 368 before the break. 2-5, 659 since the break. Really reflected in the batting average and balls in play. I don't know if it's more hard contact or just good luck in the first half, not so much in the second half.
Good pick by David Bell, the former big league third baseman.
And that's another part of the equation. When you don't strike out many hitters, you are more vulnerable to the bloops. Seeing eye base hits that squirt through the infield.
Two balls, two strikes on Castro. Two doubles, a walk, two RBIs Friday, a double and a game-winning home run yesterday. And he lines out to third. Ashe with the catch.
Wow, bid for another extra base hit off the bat of Starlin Castro. Dies in the glove of Cody Ashe. Heck of a play here on the backhand side.
We should note, Starlin's strikeout rate at a career high this year. His walk rate at a career low. Not a big surprise considering how much he has struggled. But we've seen encouraging signs here lately. A pretty good contact guy. Darwin Barney. Two hits and a walk yesterday. Kendrick 6'3", 210. Recently turned 29 years old. Born in Houston, went to Mount Vernon High School in the state of Washington. And this is his 7th year in the big leagues.
Yeah, Phillies have a decision to make with him. He's arbitration eligible. He has one more year of arbitration eligibility before he becomes a free agent. Making a little over $7 million this year. So in arbitration, yeah, you're talking about, what, a $9 million pitcher probably next year? If they decide to go that route, they may non-tender him. And if they do, there's going to be a pretty decent starting pitcher on the market.
151st career start for Kendrick.
Back of the rotation guy for sure. His stuff's just a little bit short, but he knows how to pitch. He's been very durable.
Fouled back. Count holding it 2 apiece. Anthony Rizzo is on deck. It's in the Phillies with a couple of trades. Late last night, Michael Young heading home to Southern California. He's now a Dodger. And the New England native, John McDonald, is now a member of the Red Sox. Cubs don't mind that Young is not participating today.
Goodness.
He had 7 hits in the first 2 games of the series.
Probably did not want to leave town. He's got a minor league left-hander, Rob Rasmussen, plus some dollars.
His OPS was basically identical to Juan Uribe's. Uribe considered a much better defensive third baseman. So for now, it looks like Young will come off the Dodger bench. He's a versatile guy defensively. There's a ground ball base hit into center. Good at bat. Is Barney able to grind it out? And McDonald going to, what, his 4th team already this year?
Is it 4? Yeah, he's a veteran. He's a defender. He's a glove guy. Tremendous defensive player. So these teams that are headed to the postseason just trying to make little minor roster tweaks. For the Dodgers, Young will spell Uribe a little bit at third. He can give Adrian Gonzalez a day off at first. And maybe, in their mind, big picture, they might be thinking DH in American League Park in the World Series. Might be a good role for Michael Young.
Anthony Rizzo bounces one foul. I would not ask anyone to spend money they don't want to spend. But if you're a big baseball fan and you like really keen and at times pithy analysis, Joe Sheehan's newsletter, and it's easy to find him on the internet. I would subscribe to it. It's great.
What's he working on these days?
Well, I've got a little quote about these trades. Inside for a ball. Quote, my reaction to all of these deals, talking about the last few days, is to shrug. Sabermetrically speaking, none can possibly be worth more than a win to the team acquiring the veteran, but sabermetrics are about the long term. And he mentioned Cesar Cedeno. The Cardinals got him on August 29th, 1985, and in his final 82 plate appearances with St. Louis, he hit .434, slugged .750, and the Cardinals went 24-14 down the stretch. And of course went to the World Series. And Joe's point is, Justin Morneau, a really good month of August, but he pointed out a bad month he had earlier this season, and it's like, which guy are you getting? And it's really hard to tell over 30 games.
Right. So
but if a guy is worth one win, that could be the difference.
Absolutely, and that's where scouting comes in, because you can look at all the numbers and you can say, here's who Morneau is as a player, and he might be this guy, he might be that guy, but that's why you have your scouts in there watching him play. You watch his recent at bats, and maybe hey, you know what, Morneau looks like the old Morneau. He's got a swing back, he's doing this, he's getting to the fastball he wasn't getting to earlier this year. You see little things like that, and that maybe becomes a difference maker in pulling the trigger on that deal or not.
One out walk to Rizzo. That'll bring up Nate Scherholz. Then the other question for the Pirates is, how much more does Morneau bring than Garrett Jones? Similar left-handed hitting first baseman. Scherholz on Friday hit his 20th home run, and if you have a YouTube video of it, we'd love to see it. Laughing with Nate the other day. We had a power outage just as he cranked his 20th homer of the year.
Yeah, like Roy Hobbs. He hit it so hard the lights went out.
Called strike. 0-1. Yeah, Morneau in July hit 175, slugged 330. In August, he hit 250, slugged 543.
That'll get your attention. Playing first base, batting 6th today for the Pirates. And they're trailing the Cardinals 5-0. Bottom of the 3rd.
After winning again last night, take a 1-game lead in the division. So if Scherholz lines one into the right field bleachers, I think if we just technologically do a couple of things, maybe change the number on the back of Kendrick's jersey, can we act like
that's the highlight?
One of them is Friday's homer.
Well, I had to check the stat sheet the next day to see that home run was added, because you don't see it on TV. Maybe it didn't happen.
We're discussing the team MVP. We still have a month to go, but you threw out Nate Scherholz's name, and that's a really good choice.
Pretty steady.
Still 1-2.
I checked the other day, he was in the top 15 in the league in slugging average. Doesn't play against lefties.
Called strike 3, 2 outs.
You have to assume that Rizzo's rate stats would be better if he wasn't taking at bats against these tough lefties, so that kind of hurts him when you just look at the numbers. The two-seam fastball running back to the inside corner.
For me, the other interesting choice to think about would be Kevin Gregg. Really stabilizing the back end of a bullpen that had a terrible first 4 to 6 weeks.
Yeah, things were kind of chaotic there for a while. He's been solid, if not spectacular. And for a while, he was spectacular.
Ryan Sweeney back after missing 2 months with a fractured left rib. He, I would say, ran and he bumped into the wall in Seattle, but it just got him in the wrong spot. Kendrick's 1-1 is inside. 2 balls and a strike. The emergence of Bogusevic and Sweeney and Lake obviously made David DeJesus somewhat expendable, just because the Cubs have a lot of options in the outfield. That will get over Rollins. Barney's going to score. Rizzo on his way to third, and the Cubs grab an early 1-0 lead. Welcome back, Ryan Sweeney.
Indeed. Boy, some good at-bats here by the Cub hitters. That was the case yesterday. They really worked hard on Cliff Lee. And today, just good ABs. This ball's off the plate. Little floating changeup. Off but up. And Sweeney able to hit a soft line drive just beyond the reach of Jimmy Rollins. But Castro lining out Barney. Good solid single. Rizzo works the walk. And now the RBI single by Sweeney. And the Cubs off and running here in the first. Mentioned the fact that the Cubs had not won a series since early July. They split two series, a two-gamer with the Angels, 4-game set with the Cardinals right before the break, and then lost 5 consecutive series. So 7-19 in that stretch here at Wrigley.
Strike called on Donnie Murphy. What a month of August. He made his Cub debut on the 4th and would go on to hit 8 home runs and put up a 1,000 OPS.
One of those home runs off this guy here back in Philadelphia on August 6th. Phillies won that game 9-8. Kendrick worked 6 innings, allowed 5 runs, 4 earned.
Line right into the glove of Kendrick. He just robbed Murphy of an RBI hit. And that'll end the inning. The Cubs settle for 1 and lead 1-0.
She was one of 32 home run derby competitors, including everyone from the 2013 Derby. Available on iPhone and iPad and select Android devices. Download MLB.com's Home Run Derby game for free today. Quick, if you're watching at home, name this year's Home Run Derby winner in 3, 2, 1.
Yoenis Cespedes?
Sounds right.
Not even sure.
No.
Cody Ashe with his first action in the series.
I think I would have got it right if there was a multiple choice question.
Right. That's right. Wednesday left early with a mild right hamstring sprain, so back in the lineup today. Although Rhino seemed to indicate he was fine yesterday, but gave him an extra day with the left-hander Russin starting for the Cubs on Saturday. Ashe 5 for 9, 2 doubles, and his first career homer against the Cubs in Philly in early August. Sweeney, battling the sun, makes a catch. Now the guy who's had the best series outside of Michael Young for the Phillies, that's Kevin Franzen. 3 for 6 with a triple and 2 homers in the first 2 games. Fouled away. We will not see Jose Fernandez in this upcoming series. He will make 2 more starts, totaling 12 innings, before he'll be shut down. And the Marlins are reconfiguring their rotation, so his 2 starts will be at home.
Oh, I want to sell tickets.
They're going to push him back a couple of days this week.
I guess I can understand their motivation.
That is a Philly fanatic right there. Gobbled up by Barney, and he gets the out.
Generally, I'm not a big fan of the mascots, but the Fanatic's pretty darn good.
Yeah. Hey, Cub fans, if you'd like to manage the game along with Dale Swaim, log on to WGNTV.com right now and click on the WGN Sports Game Zone banner to connect to all the up-to-the-minute stats and info while watching at home. Game Zone is sponsored by The Great Escape. Pools, patio sets, play sets, hot tubs, and more.
Seems like that was a pretty good pitch. Bob Davidson, the veteran umpire, thought it was a little low.
Or bounces right to Rizzo. He's going to flip to Arrieta, and Jake with a quick 1-2-3 second. Inning and a half in the books. Cubs leading 1-0. RBI hit in the first, and if you'd like to contact us via email, it's pretty easy. Len and JD at Tribune.com. You can find us on Facebook and Twitter too. We'd love the follow and the like.
Can you dislike somebody on Facebook?
I think unliking
you
them is
can
probably
unfriend them or defriend them, or whatever the term is.
Probably the best way.
What a dinosaur I am. And you can see the MO here with Kendrick and Kratz trying to crowd the Cub left-handed hitters with that cut fastball to open up the outside edge.
All those words starting with a K. Kendrick, Kratz, cut.
Cut. Crazy cat. Philly's kind of an old school club. They don't buy into the sabermetrics. I'm sure they do to a degree, but probably less so than just about any other club. They don't do a lot of the aggressive shifting either. Playing Bogusevic pretty much straight up. Rollins maybe a step to pull or so when he ultimately settles in at his position out there at short.
Called strike 3. Speaking of Ks, see how we tie it all together?
Yep, we do.
Let's look at the strikeout percentage and the leaders on the 1986 Houston Astros. Mike Scott ahead of Nolan Ryan. How about that? And Jim Deshaies third on that list.
Yeah, just riding the coattails. Scotty struck out over 300 that year. The next year, Nolan Ryan, I don't know, at the age of like 70 or whatever Noli was back then, led the league in ERA and strikeouts, finished something like 7-16.
Tells you everything you need to know about wins.
Yeah, becoming the first and maybe still the only, I'm not sure, but at the time he was the first pitcher ever to lead the league in ERA and strikeouts and not win the Cy Young Award.
Hey, I'm glad you reminded me of that with wins. I found something online that I think you'll like. Pulled foul by Wellington Castillo. I don't know if this is something that is easily seen on our booth camera, but I found a website. It's a petition. You can petition the government. It's petitions.whitehouse.gov. Okay. We petition the Obama administration. This is legit. To ban the use of the win as a baseball statistic through the issuance of an executive order. It is explained thusly, and 5 people have signed this petition. They need 99,995 more by September 30th to have it considered. The win is an ineffective tool in pitcher evaluation, far outliving its usefulness as pitchers no longer pitch complete games. 1. Pitchers can perform well and receive a loss or a no decision through lack of run support or poor defense. 2. Pitchers can perform at a subpar level and receive a win if their team has excellent offense. 3. Relief pitchers can record just 1 out and get credit for a win. Eliminate the win and develop more effective stats to measure pitcher performance. Are you in?
I'm in, yeah, and I would assume that the president doesn't really have much on his plate these days, that he probably has time to dig into that. Syria, what? No, we got to. Well, Brian Kenny's big on in this.
Ban the win.
On Twitter, yeah, kill
ban
the win.
bunt.
Yeah, kill the win.
Get rid of all of it.
I agree, except in those years when I did have a winning record but a high ERA. Then I really liked the win.
It's a good stat.
Players will identify those stats that help make us look the best and embrace them heartily. Yeah, you talk to an old-time player about sabermetrics, and you get a feel if they've read about it or understand it at all, where they stand. And a lot of times you look at their numbers and you go, oh, I see why he thinks OPS is overrated. This guy never walked.
Oh, the signatures on the petition up to 8. So we are having an effect.
Gordy Lakey, longtime scout, working for the Phillies.
Swing and a miss. Kendrick strikes out the side. That strikeout percentage going up as we speak.
It's the sound of history being made. Here we go.
1-0. The Cubs have the lead. Just use a pizza box.
Yeah, whatever it takes.
Keep that sun away.
Hard to see the game.
It is.
Hey, congratulations.
Send help and beer. Can't think of the last time I saw an SOS sign. Just married. Please send help.
Yeah, look like they got a whole program going out there.
Here, you hold this sign.
You got that sign.
I'll
you
hold
got
that one.
You got the umbrella. Choreographing the whole
so when
show.
they show us on TV, here's what we'll do.
Yeah.
Little do they know they're already on.
Somebody let us know just in case the camera's pointing in our direction.
She is focused. Here's Eric Kratz. Swings at the first pitch from Marietta and pops it up left side. It'll be Donnie Murphy.
Those eyes are watering pretty good right now, having to stare up into that bright sky for a good long while, waiting for that high pop to come down. No surprise to see Kratz attack that first pitch. He does that quite frequently.
Bring up the pitcher, Kendrick. Getting $120. Needs to walk more and strike out less.
His walk rate.
Line foul.
You know, I'm going to look that up because that 30% strikeout rate for pitchers as they bat is probably.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. At least average.
I got to find that article again because apparently a lot of people want to sign this petition. Two and two.
Major league pitchers strike out 36.6% of the time.
So he is making more contact than most.
Ooh, we almost made some contact. Flew open a little bit, trying to go to the outer part of the plate, and that ball just had unbelievable running action on it. Gets on top, he'll have good sink. Arm angle gets a little low, it tends to run.
Another foul by Kendrick. Marietta faced the Phillies last year as a member of the Orioles, and it did not go well. He gave up 9 runs in 4 innings. The other time he had faced this team. Pop up on the right side. This is Rizzo. Tickets are still available for games here in this final month of September, so don't miss your chance to enjoy Wrigley Field before the summer ends. The Cubs play Miami, Milwaukee, and Atlanta, and then finish out the home season against the first place Pirates. To purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com. One strike on Roger Bernardina. He's a National and Philly. He's gone 0 for 15 this year against the Cubs. Marietta pumping strikes. 0-2 with 2 outs.
Tight little breaking ball there to Bernardina. lot of pitching coaches promote the idea of trying to finish the deal on 3 pitches. Try to get as many outs with 3 pitches as possible. That's that pitch to contact mentality. I'm not sure that that's necessarily what you want to see out of Arrieta, because he has swing and miss stuff. But I do think, 0-2, take a shot with a chase pitch. And then once you get to 1 and 2, be willing to catch a little bit more of the plate, because you just don't want to put yourself, when you do struggle with your command, in vulnerable counts and let a hitter off the hook. Obviously, that thinking changes a little bit depending on how dangerous the hitter is.
Emergency swing there. That ball was scalded.
Not so much a swing as it was a block.
Arrieta's 1-2. Broken bat. Rizzo just can't get it to Arrieta in time. That's an infield hit for Bernardina. Bat exploded. The ball popped up in the air and landed in the right spot for him and the wrong spot for the Cubs. That's their first hit, and his first against the Cubs this season.
And cutter way in on the hands. Great pitch. Just an unfortunate result for Arrieta. Shatters his bat. Contrast that with Castro's line drive to third base for an out.
Inning still alive for Jimmy Rollins, who walked his first time up.
Jake signed, quick feet, good move. Signed by the Orioles out of Texas Christian University. Was an Olympian, a bronze medal winner in 2008 in Beijing. He's been a little tight down there. Certainly on the plate. Was it high enough? Borderline.
It's Bob Davidson. Lined, caught by Castro. The shift works yet again. Rollins hit it as hard as you can hit it, right up the middle. That's right where Castro was playing. Good snag.
convention this offseason. It's your chance to meet former, current, and future Cub players through autograph sessions, Q&A panels, interactive experiences, and more. Book your room today at the Sheraton Chicago Hotel and Towers by calling and asking for the Cubs convention rate or by visiting cubsconvention.com.
Pitch to Starlin Castro's hit on the ground toward the hole. Jimmy Rollins, tough play, no chance.
There you go.
Infield hit for Castro.
There you go. Baseball in a nutshell. Line drive out, slow roller knock.
$18 infield hits for Castro. Talked yesterday after hitting the big game-winning home run, just trying to empty his mind, forget about the previous game, previous at bat. Said before, if he had had a bad first plate appearance, it would affect the rest of his day. But now the thought is, I still have 3 left. Just trying to keep it positive. Not easy to do when you've struggled like he has for the first time in his career.
Yeah, the brain, right? It's such an important part of it, just how you handle, how you react to things. Cliche as old as the game itself. You don't want to get too high when the times are good. You don't want to crater when times are tough, but that's easier said than done. You go through a funk like Castro has at times this year. Tough to stay upbeat.
Didn't mean to. They'll stay out of the double play, but Utley will get Barney.
RBI opportunity now for Rizzo. I played with a guy in the minor leagues. They had a little big league time with the Phillies, actually. Tommy Barrett was his name. You probably remember Marty Barrett, played second base for the '86 Red Sox. And Tommy used to chop his season up into 25 at-bat sections. And his goal was to go 8 for 25. And when that 25 ABs was over, good, bad, or otherwise, mentally he just turned the page and it was a fresh start.
Swing and a miss.
I guess that way you could fool yourself into thinking, well, I'm not 2 for my last 39. I'm 1 for my last 8 or whatever.
Right. I think Ryan Sandberg is an interesting case, just in terms of how you handle yourself as a player. There are a lot of people, when they found out he wanted to be a big league manager, they weren't sure he could do it because he was so quiet as a player. But his explanation was he was so focused as a player on doing his job as Rizzo hits one out in the deep right. The leap, no catch, right off the bottom of that basket. Coming around third is Castro. He's going to score as the throw gets all the way past. Rizzo's going to hold it second with a double. Good effort by Ruff out there in right. Rizzo just missed a home run, but knocks in a run nonetheless.
And if he gets a little air under it, it's well out of here. He crunched this one. A little bit of a hanging slider. They've been trying to go sliders or cutters in, off-speed stuff away. This one sits in the middle of the zone for him. Just misses home run number 22 by that much. And I'll tell you what, if this throw back in hits Utley, they've got a legitimate shot at Castro. But the throw went over the head of Utley. He scores. And Rizzo standing at second with an RBI double.
First extra base hit of the afternoon. RBI number 71 for Rizzo.
At the very end of that play, Pete Orr, the left fielder, covering third base. Good heads-up play.
Yeah, he's normally an infielder, so it's not a shock as Scherholz crushes it foul. Just to finish up the point about Rhino, he was so quiet, so focused, maybe joyless at times, and he admits he didn't really think of it as kind of sitting back and enjoying it. He was trying to help his team win every day, and he became a Hall of Fame player. But he's changed a lot. How he handles the media. He has said that he's gone out of his way to really look at the big picture now as a manager and enjoy every single day.
Yeah, well, it's hard work, and he's talked about that, how he had to grind it out, and where other people thought the game came easy to him. He said, no, it didn't come easily. He really had to grind it every day, work hard at it. There's a little bit of a misnomer. Everybody talks about you got to have fun playing this game. Rarely does anybody have fun playing the game. You have fun being a baseball player. It's a really fun job. But when you're out there on the field or you're on the mound, it's hard work. I never once remember standing behind the mound, rubbing up the ball, going, man, this is fun. Yeah, after the game, if you performed well, great feeling of satisfaction.
A 1-2 hit foul. Yeah, Jody Davis has said he couldn't get Rhino to say a word as a player. Now we can't get him to shut up.
Now, was it the Dunston line? The only thing Rhino ever said to him was, I got it, or you take it?
Way inside, and it's 2-2 on the former Philly.
Sherholt's on that Olympic team with Arrieta in 2008 as well.
Full count with Sweeney on deck. Great to know that Cub fan Jim Schlegel and his family and friends are at the game today. Jim, 94 years old, a World War II veteran, survived Pearl Harbor, and at the ballpark with his friends and family today. Shallow right. Second baseman Utley will take it. 2 down. We'll bring up Sweeney, who gave the Cubs the lead in the first.
Kendrick, at least in terms of batting average, has been better against left-handed hitters this year than righties. 244 left-handed batters, right-handed hitters hitting better than 300 off of him. I think he feels pretty comfortable with his game plan of cutters in, change-ups away, and he doesn't have that put-away breaking ball against right-handed hitters.
Those who had counted out the Yankees spoke too fast. They're only 3.5 out now behind Tampa Bay and leading again today after jumping past the Orioles And into third in the wild card. 3-0 in the seventh. Yankees have the lead. Have to say Brian Cashman pretty happy with the way the Alfonso Soriano deal has worked out.
Yeah, I mean, he really delivered when they needed him most.
Alfonso with 12 home runs in 33 games with the Yanks. A's still trying to win their division. Rays are 4.5 out in the East. Pulled to right. Ruff makes the catch and the inning is over. Rizzo with an RBI double plating Starlin Castro, and it's 2-0 Cubs. We just saw Yasiel Puig in Los Angeles, had that rough game on Wednesday, reprimanded by his manager Don Mattingly, but has come back with a vengeance. How about that throw to nail Rene Rivera in the top of the fourth against the Padres last night? The Dodgers would win the game 2-1. Find out what's possible with products and services from AT&T. Rethink possible.
Send base runners on Puig at your own risk. My goodness, what a throw. And he was kind of running towards the line as he caught that ball. Normally you see that kind of throw. Well, normally you don't see that kind of throw, period. But most, great throws from the outfield. The guy's behind the ball. Maybe he's got a step or two of momentum coming into the throw. That was just basically a weight shift and let it fly.
Strong start to this point for Jake Arrieta, working with a 2-0 lead here in the fourth.
Just two base runners, a walk, and a very weak broken bat infield single.
Utley had a chance to play for his hometown Dodgers. He's from Southern California, and he was drafted out of high school in the second round in '97. Would have got a fair amount of money, but decided instead to go to college. Went to nearby UCLA, hit .342. Including .382 as a junior. Ultimately went in the first round to the Phillies. First major league hit was a grand slam off Aaron Cook at the Vet. It was 10 years ago. Two and two the count. The umbrella is for the sun, not the rain right now.
And that's the pitch. If you get that ball headed towards his back foot, that could be a swing and miss pitch for Utley. Curveball or a slider towards that back foot.
Much movement in his windup. Just a little step, doesn't have to move. And right foot at all as he strikes out Utley.
There was, boy, that was a nasty pitch. Watch this one change lanes. Here's the delivery. And there's the action on that cutter or slider. To me, that's a slider. Some guys would refer to that as a cutter. Doesn't much matter. It was good. Well, I would think, and I don't know. I haven't seen Jake pitch prior to his time here with the Cubs, but the control problems that he's had in the past, I would imagine pitching coaches have gotten with him and really tried to simplify that delivery, and that's probably why you're seeing what you see now. Pretty much out of the stretch, steps and goes.
High and deep, way back. Sweeney leaps. It's in the basket, and it's a homer for Darren Ruff. Ruff hit 9 in August and connects on the first day of September, and it's 2-1.
He hit 41 home runs last year between AA and the big leagues. He's got tremendous power. He didn't get all this one, but he got enough of it.
Right now, Ryan Sweeney's asking himself, can I reach through that screen somehow? No, you can't.
Whoop, crossed up there. Not sure how. Nobody on base.
Still got the strike call.
Give Bob Davidson credit. Normally an umpire is not going to call that a strike. Give Castillo credit for catching it.
Cody Ashe, this week named to the postseason International League All-Star team. Swings and misses, strike 3.
Interesting, when we saw Ashe over in Philadelphia, we were talking about him, comparing him to Utley, and they both go down swinging at that breaking ball down and in. His approach in the batter's box very similar to Utley. Sets the hands a little bit low.
Franzen takes a breaking ball in there for a strike.
Jake's got good feel for that breaking pitch now. A couple of starts ago here against the Nationals, he struggled. It was a hot, muggy day, and he said he had a hard time gripping the breaking pitch. Hot today, but nowhere near what we had that day.
Somebody threw the batting helmet. The wood-fired oven. 2-1.
Like what Castillo did there right before the pitch. Called for the fastball away, then kind of pumped his fist out of Arrieta, basically saying, come on, believe in it. Execute this pitch. I've got confidence in it. Throw it with conviction.
Well, he's had a really nice year behind the plate. Roll to Barney. And the inning is over. Darren Ruff with a one-out homer gets the Phillies on the board. The Cubs lead 2-1 in the fourth. Get peace of mind with Xfinity Home, the total home security and home control solution that keeps you more connected to what matters most. Cubs taking advantage of playing here at Wrigley Field in terms of the home run ball. It has not translated into more wins, though. Cubs with the second worst home record in baseball, 26-42. Donnie Murphy with a base hit.
Not that we're suggesting they stop hitting home runs.
No.
No. But it's interesting because the wind really hasn't been blowing out much at all this season.
So the rough home run goes into the basket. Chris McGarvey sent us a tweet. Good question. What's the history of the basket in the outfield? The reason the basket was installed had nothing to do with creating more home runs or anything like that. So around 1970, fans used to kind of walk on top of the wall and would occasionally fall onto the field. So the basket was there to keep the fans off the field.
Now, what would contribute to a fan in the bleachers falling off the wall? I wonder.
And the rest is history.
And now you know.
Bogusevic pops it up third base side, and no play for Ashe. So you got to get it over that yellow rope for a home run. But the one thing it does take away is an outfielder's ability to jump and steal away a home run. Swing and a miss. I suppose when the wind blows in, as it does more often than not, it's a little bit of an equalizer. I like it because it's the only park like it. From foul pole to foul pole, the home run line is the edge of the basket.
See, I didn't know that about the fans falling. I always assumed it was to make the umpire's job easier in determining home runs. It's good to know.
There was a stretch a few years ago. The umpires got several boundary calls wrong before replay was instituted. Balls clearly in the basket, then bouncing back onto the field were not called home runs. The general rule of thumb, if a ball out there bounces up, it's gone. It's in the basket. If it bounces down, that means it hit the part of the basket that's in the field of play. The only way that the ball could bounce up and not get out is if it hit the yellow rope and went straight up, which is very rare. Murphy takes off. Bogusevic flies out into deep left center, and it's going to rest right in the vines. And a smart play by Pete Orr, who has not played a lot of outfield. He did not go in digging for that ball. He just put his arms up, and that's going to, for the time being, save a run. Now, Bogusevic just rounded the bases just in case, but he'll be sent back to second.
Yeah, Murphy to third, but the Cub runners did the right thing as well. Just keep going just in case. Hey, you kids. Get out of my bushes. Hey, good swing of the bat here by Bogusevic. Watch how he drives through the ball, puts a lot of backspin on it. Creates that great carry all the way to the wall in left center field. Bogusevic's a strong guy, very good athlete, has power, has speed.
Well, they're playing right into our history lesson, right? With the basket and then the ivy, which has been there a lot longer than the baskets. Second and third with nobody out, and Castillo takes ball one inside.
Speaking of history, do you know that this is the anniversary of the first game ever in which Tinkers and Evers and Chance were in the lineup together? Tinkers to Evers to Chance back in 1902, I believe. Famous double play combination, made more famous by Franklin Adams' poem, Baseball's Sad Lexicon. A Giants fan who got tired of the Cubs beating them back in the day.
Three balls, no strikes. Pitcher Arrieta is on deck. Cubs with a chance, already leading by a run to blow it open here.
Well, Castillo's an interesting case as we discuss strikeout and walk rates here this afternoon. His walk rate has really been good.
Got the green light, 3-0, and he bashed it off the screen in foul territory.
He just hit that one with all his might. Yeah, stay with the play the carom.
Driven out toward the alley. It's going to knock in two. Here comes Murphy. Bogusevic behind him. Castillo with a two-run double. 4-1.
Nice response to the rough home run in the top half of the inning Damage from the bottom of the order. Murphy single, Bogusevic double. He lost an RBI as the ball went into the shrubs with Castillo. Drives in Murphy and Bogusevic with a double of his own. But just to finish the point on Welly, he's walking almost 15% of his plate appearances in the second half. 6th best in the National League.
Arrieta bunts foul.
This is a guy who had walked, what, once the first month of the season? Twice? Something like that? And for a guy who's still a relatively young major leaguer, that's what you look at, trends. You look at, not just the whole picture, but what has he done lately?
Right field, Castillo ready to tag. Ruff makes a catch. Castillo on his way to third. Here's the throw there, and it hits him. And he's going to stay. There's Kendrick, who's backing up the play.
Arrieta out there to bunt, couldn't get it done, but advances him anyway with a fly ball to right field. Not Puig, but a pretty strong throw. It's the time to be aggressive. They catch the first out in the inning. So that advance to third base pays off the most. Going to appeal second base here. Hit him.
Castro gets clipped. Rich Doobie will head out to the mound.
Ooh, everybody got clipped.
Yeah. Just got a note from Cubs historian Ed Hartigan, Franklin P. Adams. He actually was born and raised in Chicago. Was living in New York. Was a Cub fan. Was kind of poking fun at the Giants fans.
It was written from a Giant point of view.
Yeah.
Because they were pricking the Gonfalon balloon of the Giants. If you read that poem.
Well, that makes sense.
I think Gonfalon refers to it like a pennant. We're seeing there. So the pennant bubble of the Giants, routinely pricked by the Cubs in those days.
Franklin Pierce Adams.
Safety squeeze? Maybe. I'll be part of the conversation at the mound. Nope.
Into right. Castillo ready to tag again. On his way to the plate. They're going to get him.
Nope.
No, ball got away. Kratz couldn't hang on to it. So Barney will drive in that run. It's 5-1.
Boy, that's got a good arm out there in right field. He made two very good throws. Nothing to show for it as the first one hit Castillo. And Wellington catches a break at home plate as Kratz cannot hang on this time. And this is exactly why, with that second out being made by the catch, you send a base runner, because sometimes things break in your favor. Even though you don't have a speedy guy on.
We never had it.
He had time, too. A little anxious, maybe. Tough hop to handle there.
Barney will get a sac fly and an RBI. 3 spot here in the 4th. Castro at second. A heads up play by him to get into scoring position.
Yeah, a situation like that, Dave McKay is going to give him, hey, you're going, because you want that ball cut and a play be made on Castro to allow that run to score. And if the throw goes all the way through, then you get into scoring position.
Well, I said earlier, those of you who had the Yankees out of the wild card race, reconsider. Well, those of you who had the Yankees winning today, not so fast. The Orioles just put up 7 in the 7th, lead 7-3. A nice turnaround for the Cubs offense, hitting .321 in this series with men in scoring position. That's a strike. And it's even at 2 apiece.
Time the borderline low goes to the pitcher. Kendrick trying to stay out of the happy zone with Rizzo, who ripped that double off him last time.
Rollins to end it. Cubs get 3 runs on 3 hits, a hit batter, and a sac fly. It's now 5-1.
Friday, that's the 6th of September, 1:20 ball game. Throughout the game, lucky seat winners will receive special prizes, compliments of Frito-Lay. For more information and to purchase tickets, visit Cubs.com.
A 5-1 lead in the rubber game. Phillies will have Orr, Kratz, and Kendrick due up here in the 5th inning. A strike called on Pete Orr. Mentioned it, he has not played a lot of outfield. 6th career start in the outfield. Bounces foul. Henderson Alvarez and Travis Wood tomorrow. Labor Day Cubs baseball here on WGN. Henderson, a right-hander, acquired from the Blue Jays over the winter. Tom Kohler, Edwin Jackson Tuesday night, and then Wednesday afternoon, Jeff Samardzija against TBD.
A little disappointed we're not going to see Fernandez. Cubs hitters probably not. Really disappointed.
Putting together a fantastic rookie season. Called strike 3.
Backdoor cutter. Never a strike till the last. Just settles on the outside edge at the bottom of the knees, and Orr can't believe it. And sometimes that borderline low pitch has been a strike today, sometimes not. But you can't accuse Bob Davidson of blatantly missing anything. They've all been right there, right on the edge. Marlins will be coming in after their game in Atlanta. Start in about 10 minutes or so.
That's high on a breaking ball. Two and one to Kratz, who missed 4.5 weeks on the DL earlier this year after left knee surgery. He had a medial meniscus tear. Sweeney charging hard, but Bogusevic with a better angle on it. 2 outs.
There's not been a lot of hard contact today off Arrieta. The home run for sure. Rollins hit that line drive that Castro snared up the middle in the third. Other than that, been in complete control of this ball game.
Two and 0 on the pitcher Kendrick. Last game between these two clubs. A Cubs win would make it a 3-3 season series split.
Now in jeopardy of the pink elephant walk here. 2 out, nobody on, opposing pitcher, and all of a sudden you can't find the zone. He really tried to guide that 2-0 fastball. That baby. Clear your mind, get rid of the negative thoughts.
Bogusevic again to end the inning. Second 1-2-3 for Arrieta, and complete command early on, leading 5-1. has a 5-1 lead. Working on his hair right now.
Well, it's because everything else is under control.
Sherholt, Sweeney, and Murphy for the Cubs. Broken bat pop into shallow center. Clutched by Rollins for the out. You remember the name Vladimir Valentin?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Big leaguer briefly with Seattle and Cincinnati, 96 games. Check out 170 games between 07 and 09. Well, last check, he had hit 52 home runs for the Yakult Swallows in Japan. The Japanese record, a single season home run record, Sadaharu O, 1964. Now Tuffy Rhodes, Alex Cabrera tied the record, but a lot of teams started to pitch around them and walk them as they got close to the record. Ryan Sweeney, deep right. Ruff is going to have room on the warning track to make the catch. Randy Bass hit 54 in 1985, but
that's kind of bogus. It's too bad that they do that. I understand they want to honor O and respect his record and all that. But it's one thing to pitch around a guy because he's dangerous. You don't want him to beat you. But what they've done in the past is they've just walked guys because they don't want to see the record fall.
The interesting thing is in '85 when Bass got close, the Yomiuri Giants were managed by Sadaharu O. Threw him nothing but non-strikes the final game of the season. O denied that there was any funny business going on, but I guess the difference this year is Valentin has a lot of games to do it. I'm trying to think of how many here. It's got to be in the story. And even if he breaks it, I guess there are some who say, well, he plays in one of the smallest ballparks. It's 331 down the line. But it's it is interesting to watch and see if it happens. Now, he missed the first 12 games of the season due to a leg injury. So we'll keep an eye on it. He's got 30 games left. And he hit 4 home runs in 30 games.
Yeah, well, if he doesn't, then we know exactly what's going on.
Actually, he should probably hit 4 home runs in the next 20 games. Murphy to left. By the way, O hit 868 home runs in his career. 5-1 Cubs. schedule. A date with the Miami Marlins starting tomorrow. The leadoff man hits the air at 1 o'clock Central Time. First pitch at 1:20. Ford, go further in any one of Ford's many fuel-efficient vehicles. Check out America's freshest lineup at your local Ford store or at localfordstores.com.
Marlins are 49-85. They've lost 6 in a row and won once in their last 10 days.
Been a rough year for the Fish. Bunted by Bernardina. Foul.
If you're thinking about the draft next year, the Astros would pick number 1. Marlins number 2. White Sox currently with the 3rd worst record in baseball. And then the Cubs.
Murphy was playing in, and that's the reason he got him. Like 2 steps back, and Bernardina probably beats it out.
Yeah, Arrieta took a step in that direction, saw Murphy, wisely yielded, and good play by Murphy to get the speedy Bernardina. Donnie takes one more step, and they don't get him.
Jimmy Rollins taken in the '96 draft. 2nd rounder. Turned 35 right around Thanksgiving.
I mentioned his resume earlier. 1st in games played at shortstop for the Phillies, 1st in doubles, 2nd in extra base hits. He's all in Phillies history. 2nd in total bases, 2nd in games, 3rd in steals. If that bat last long enough, I'll give you the entire rundown. 3rd in runs scored, 3rd in triples. 4th in Phillies history with 2,149 hits. 58 behind Ed Delahante. Big Ed, we talked about him yesterday.
Yes.
In the Wayback Machine. One of the early great hitters in baseball history.
Yeah, if you look at, you mentioned, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. A lot of the guys ahead of him on those lists are named either Schmidt or Delahante.
Yeah.
Or McGee. Sherry McGee.
Big Ed Delahante died mysteriously over Niagara Falls. He was drinking, was thrown off a train, and then died. And either jumped to his
literally
death,
thrown off, or just
no, he was took off the train.
Okay.
And then somehow he mysteriously died, falling over Niagara Falls. They don't know if it was suicide or foul play.
"35 years old."
I believe one of 5 brothers to play Major League Baseball. Pep talk from Castillo after the 1-out walk.
Rollins got a good jump. They'll stay out of the double play as Utley grounds to Barney.
I think it's almost sense with the body language and the size of the lead that Rollins had out there that he was looking to run in that situation. Somewhat surprising given the score of the game, down 4. I guess they give Rollins the green light, and if he feels like he can make that base, they're going to let him go.
Ruff homered his last time up. Just got it into the basket and left center. Breaker for strike. "5-1, the Cubs have the lead. Biggest inning, a 3-run fourth. Blocked by Castillo. He's been excellent doing that all year long.
And routinely outworking early with Mike Borzello. The footwork with throwing, receiving the ball, just talking strategy and how to get hitters out.
Rollins took a little bit of a chance, trailing here by 4. A little sneak attack, and he steals third.
I'm not sure. I think this is just he's in the mood to run. I mean, it just doesn't make a lot of baseball sense with 2 outs. Obviously, wild pitch, pass ball, infield hit, he could score, and he couldn't from second.
That is his 6th successful steal of third. Rajai Davis of the Toronto Blue Jays leads the majors with 10. Alfonso Soriano is 9 for 9 stealing third this year. Three and 2 the count on the hitter Ruff. Ashe on deck. Here it is. He walked him. 2 in the inning.
I had him on 2, didn't he? I believe he did.
He did.
Yeah. And that's what I was talking about earlier. You know, you get a dangerous hitter, and Ruff's got home run power. Took him deep last time. Had a heck of a month of August. Get a dangerous hitter. Get the jump on him early. Press that advantage. Don't let him back into the count.
Lester Strode answering that phone in the bullpen. And Blake Parker will get up. Ground ball, backhanded by Castro. Throw to first, inning over. 2 walks, no runs in the inning. Phillies strand a couple. Middle of the 6th, 5-1 Cubs. chances here for the Phillies, and a couple of walks there in the 6th, 3 walks and 2 hits overall. Jake Arrieta has been strong throughout. Your Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Honda dealers, as reliable as the cars themselves. Bogusevic off the end of the bat with a tapper to third. Ashe will throw him out.
Let's take a look at today's drive to victory. Wellington Castillo in the 4th with a couple aboard. 3-1 fastball. Whacks it into the alley in left center. Murphy, Bogusevic trot home. Drive to victory is brought to you by your local Chicagoland and Northwest Indiana Mazda dealers.
Deep left, or 2 hands on it. Well struck. Castillo, 2 outs.
Well, we were talking to kill the win earlier. Here's a stop bunting t-shirt.
I think it's more about the stuff they hang off the upper deck for opening day. That.
He's anti-bunting.
Yeah. Gets past Ashe, and Arrieta is aboard. It's a base hit, his first of the year.
Hit
the second of his career.
Hit the ball well last time. Hit that fly ball to right field that moved Castillo from 2nd to 3rd. He ultimately came home on the Barney sac fly, so he's been a contributor with the bat today.
Came in with an OPS plus of -34, but you'd never know it by the way he has swung the bat.
No, that is not an OPS plus -34 hack right there.
Coming up a little later, the 7th inning stretch will be led by members of the Chicago Sky professional women's basketball team. Courtney Vandersloot, Allie Quigley, and Shea Murphy. Sky 21-8, and they've already clinched their first playoff berth in team history. Playoffs start on September 19th.
No pitch there as the ball got loose from the Phillies bullpen.
Two strikes to Castro. Jake Diekman, a left-hander, is up. Kendrick with an 0-2. It's outside.
Just a little show me fastball off the plate. Did not want to throw a fastball near the hitting zone with 2 strikes on Castro. Just trying to set something up. Either a runner in on the hands or a breaking ball away in all likelihood.
Utley covering second. The inning is over. It's the Cubs 5 and the Phillies 1 after 6. Capital Cities was safe and sound by request from Aaron Stanton. Cubs baseball brought to you by Budweiser, the official beer of Major League Baseball. Great times are waiting. Grab some buds. Jake Arrieta into the 7th with a 5-1 lead.
Russell had been up. He continues to throw. Looks like he's got company out there with like Parker, I believe.
It is the right-hander Parker. Franzen the batter. He has grounded out twice to second. Cardinals still leading the Pirates 7-1. They're in the bottom of the 8th in Pittsburgh. Pirates have 79 wins. They're nearing the end of that long streak of futility in terms of 2 decades worth of losing seasons.
Yeah, a run that's unparalleled in the major sports in North America. Since '92 have they finished above 500.
Arrieta coming home. Outside 2-1.
Yeah, Dale Swayman at this point of the ball game, he's not going to take any chances. Jake nearing 100 pitches. He walked 2 in the 6th. Things can happen quickly in this game. The Cubs have let a couple of big leads get away in the last week or so.
Sharply hit grounder. Scooped by Castro.
Dale's just going batter to batter here with Arrieta.
Royals avoid the sweep 5-0 over the Blue Jays in Toronto. James Shields gave up 3 hits in 7 innings. A couple of teams just in desperate need of wins, having a tough time this weekend. The Nationals losing a couple to the Mets. Looked like they were trying to get back into the wild card race. They'll play tonight. Driven in the air to deep right. Scherholtz right at the edge of the warning track to get Orr 2 down.
Nice bounce back start here by Arrieta today after a couple of tough ones.
How about this line score? You ready?
Yes.
Cleveland shut out Detroit 4-0. The Indians had 4 runs on 5 hits. The Tigers no runs on 11 hits. See that sort of line very often. Swing and a miss by Kratz. They got all 4 of their runs in the 9th inning. And it was Mike Avila's grand slam for the Indians.
His 9th. Smith beat Benoit. Cleveland now 7.5 games behind Detroit. More realistic for the wild card.
Sellout at Comerica Park. I haven't been there in a few years. I like it more and more every time I go there. I've grown up going to a lot of games at Tiger Stadium. I didn't love Comerica Park when it first opened, but I do like it
because
now.
of your nostalgia for the old ballpark.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
sure.
big. It's spread out.
Yeah.
It was,
it is big.
It was not intimate.
Be a good place to pitch, especially if your name is Verlander or Scherzer. Those guys don't need a big ballpark.
No, Cabrera and Fielder.
No, it's interesting. We had that conversation earlier about the petition at the White House kill the win. And Max Scherzer, the guy who's 19-1, I think he would embrace that. He's into the sabermetrics. He understands that wins can be fickle. I mean, all his other numbers are really, really good.
Rounded up the middle and it hits the bag. Barney would have had a tough play anyway. So Kratz with a 2-out single. Kendrick was on deck, but he'll be pulled back.
Now Swain with a keen eye towards the Philly dugout to see how Ryan Sandberg is going to play it, and we'll see if he counters.
It'll be Dominic Brown.
See if we get James Russell here. And we are.
So here comes the lefty Russell to face Dominic Brown. 5-1 Cubs. Arrieta getting a nice hand. From Game Used baseballs, bases, and jerseys to autographed bats and photos, Cubs Authentics has the most exclusive Cubs memorabilia. Visit the Wrigley Field concourse, the Cubs store across from Wrigley Field, or Cubs.com/authentics for all your Cubs memorabilia needs.
Handshakes for Jake Arrieta, and a solid effort here this afternoon as Chris Bosio talk it over. And James Russell on to get the dangerous Dominic Brown among the league leaders in home runs. Russell 1 out of 5, 349. Cubs bullpen outstanding yesterday, 4 scoreless innings in support of Chris Russin. Russell worked a third of an inning.
Why was Brown not in the lineup? Well, he's been battling a sore Achilles. Got the start on Friday, but had to leave early. Well enough to pinch hit. I think Rhino's theory is he can jog around the bases with the Achilles. 27 home runs for Brown.
Unfamiliar role for him coming off the bench. He has hit 6 home runs against left-handed pitching of his 27.
Hasn't been terrible against lefties, but a lot better against righties. Popped him up. Should be no problem for Murphy. Foul territory. Time for the stretch.
Today's guest conductors for Take Me Out to the Ball Game, members of the WNBA's Chicago Sky.
All right, Cub fans and Sky fans, let me hear ya.
A 1, a 2, a 3.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I ever get back there. It's root for the Cubbies. If they don't win, it's a shame. Or it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Let's get some runs! Let's go!
Dominic Brown, the pinch hitter. Might start the 8th with Bernardino due up, but first things first. Cubs batting in the bottom of the 7th. Hard throwing left-hander Jake Diekman is on.
It's a young left-hander, good stuff. 1 and 3 with a 3. He's got electric stuff.
So Arrieta with the Cubs' 79th quality start. They had 73 total last year. An idea of the improvements in the starting rotation this season is Barney hits it high in the air, not deep, and it's caught by Bernardino.
Cubs with a 3 spot in the 4th. Have only had 1 base runner since then. There's Chris Bosio, the man in charge of the Cubs pitching staff, for all that good work they've been able to do this year.
Scott Baker scheduled to make his final rehab start at Kane County tomorrow, and then Cubs will reevaluate. You know, Scott would love to get a start or 2 at the very least at this level before the season ends. But it's a wait and see proposition right now. 0-2 the count.
This is not a comfortable at bat at all for a left-handed hitter. Diekman way on the third base side of the rubber, and then he steps right towards the left-handed hitter, slings it across his body at 96. This is when you're glad as a left-handed hitter you got that walk and double in the bank from earlier in the game.
Oh,
you could just kind of hang in there to fight him off.
that did not look comfortable at all. Getting those hands out of the way. Good wood on it, but he lines right to Bernardino. As a minor league notes, the Iowa Cubs eliminated 2 days ago from playoff contention at the AAA level. Tennessee surging, getting ready for its playoff run. Winners of 5 in a row. Southern League postseason all-star team will include 5 Smokies: Arismendi Alcantara, Javier Baez, Christian Villanueva, Matt Caesar, and Kyle Hendricks. Baez in August hit .357 with 11 doubles and 8 homers, knocked in 30 runs in 29 games. The Daytona Cubs are going to the Florida State League playoffs. They just had their 10-game winning streak come to an end. The Boise Hawks of the Northwest League were actually no-hit last night. Kyle Scheppel of Hillsboro with the first complete game 9-inning no-hitter in that team's history. And for Scheppel, it was the second no-hitter of the year for him.
Well,
Hillsboro hops.
You know, going 9 innings in the low minor leagues is pretty rare because of the pitch count. Schierholtz, the only player in the lineup today who has not reached base, and again, a very difficult assignment to do so against this lefty. Scheppel, what the
Arizona Diamondbacks affiliate. Broken bat, roller, foul. JD mentioned most of Schierholtz's at bats, and just about all of his starts have come against righties. Pulled to right. Ruff will make the waist high catch on the move, and the inning is over. We go to the 8th. Cubs 5, Phillies 1. Time for their second straight win. Leading 5-1, and Russell will stay in and face at least Roger Bernardina.
Yeah, and you got Rollins, a switch hitter, and then Utley, another lefty, so maybe in there for a few here this afternoon. Strop getting ready, though.
Switch hitting Jimmy Rollins on deck. Russell's 1-1 is a strike, 1-2. Good slider.
Phillies have 18 of their next 21 at home. Home to face Washington, Atlanta, and San Diego, then out to Washington and right back for a series with Miami and the Mets. You don't even have to get on an airplane. Trip to Washington, they can drive over there.
J.C. Ramirez is up. Rollins has walked twice and lined out. Final, the Orioles beat the Yanks today 7-3. Yankees could not hold that 3-0 lead.
Cardinals beat the Pirates 7-2 to salvage a game in that series. Those teams now tied, identical records, 79 and 57. Joe Kelly with the win. He's 7-3 now.
Machine gun.
Machine gun. Just off that outside edge.
Swing and a miss. First strikeout for Russell. He's faced 3 batters and retired all 3 of them. And here comes Utley.
Backdoor slider. Rollins over the top. Well, it wasn't a good day for all the Birds because the Jays got beat. They'll shut them out 5-0. How about that Cincinnati ball club? They just put a 2 spot on the board. They're tied 2-2 with the Rockies in the 3rd. Chu hit his 18th. He'll be a free agent at the end of the year.
Yeah,
they'll make a lot of money.
Reds are kind of the team nobody's talking about. They've been in pretty much this same position at second wild card holder all year.
The Diamondbacks had a shot at him. Big series in Cincinnati, but couldn't gain any ground a week or so ago. I guess it was the beginning of last week.
One and 2 the count on Utley.
It's a quality hat. Don't let anybody tell you differently.
Big one in Oakland today. Rays and A's 1-1 as they go to the third. Crisp and Loney have homered for their respective teams. Loney's 11th for the Rays. Crisp number 16 for the A's.
Likely will do it for Russell after Utley reaches on the base hit. Power hitting Ruff comes up. He's a right-handed hitter, and Pedro Strop has been working in the pen.
So it will be Strop against Ruff. Cubs leading 5-1 late. For Arrieta.
And with the Cubs 2-1, 2.22 ERA. This is his 26th appearance in a Cub uniform. Third straight day he has worked here this weekend against the Phils. Scoreless inning yesterday, 2/3 the day before. Did not work particularly hard in either one in terms of pitch counts. 11 yesterday, 10 on Friday.
Utley at first, 2 outs. And the pitch to Darren Ruff is hit foul out of play.
Ruff better be ready because Strop rushes it up there at 96 with good movement. See what I did there?
Yes, I did.
Rough and ready thing. Doesn't get any better than that, folks.
Whether you like it or not.
Hey, they used to have Randy Ready years ago.
They did. Strop nasty. Took him 3 pitches to get him. We go to the bottom of the 8th. 5-1 Cubs. Mostly Jake Arrieta holding the Phillies to 4 hits through 8 innings. Russell and Strop doing their jobs. And here's right-hander J.C. Ramirez.
Big hard-throwing right-hander. The 13 games of the big club so far. The number's not good. 8.62 ERA. He's been hit hard and he's walked too many. Whip of 1.98, not going to get it done.
Like Alexis Arguello, he's from Managua, Nicaragua. I always think of Howard whenever I hear that city.
That man. Yeah, well, Ollie Frazier. The Monday Night Football halftime highlights. Because they had that run, they did Monday Night Baseball for a while on ABC. I was part of that show. Funny how little things from your childhood stick in your head when you were younger. I always remember him talking about Frank White, the Kansas City Royals, never spikes a rally. Whether he did or not, I believed it. Yeah. This is the guy you want up in the clutch. He's not going to ground into a double play. Howard said so.
Best Nicaraguan-born major leaguer of all time's got to be Dennis Martinez, right?
El Presidente.
Ball 4. Vicente Padilla, Marvin Bernard, David Green, Everth Cabrera, Wilton Lopez, Porfi Altamirano.
How about Al Williams? Al Williams on that list?
Albert Williams, yep.
Yeah, he pitched in the big leagues a little bit with the Twins. I played AAA with him for a time.
Murphy jumps on the first pitch, popped down the right field line, and a nice catch by Utley in the bullpen.
If you know this ball is going to drift foul, you might be able to tag up and steal a base, but great adjustment there by Utley. Under tough conditions, a lot going on down there in the Philly bullpen. Nice play. He had a heck of a play yesterday on a ground ball. It kicked away from him, barehanded, and fired to first.
Past the pitcher. Utley didn't get the tag. Safe at first. Franzen came off the bag, so instead of 2, they get none.
Got his hand stuck in the cookie jar. 1 and 2. Came out with none.
And Bogusevic gets a base hit.
Just didn't want to let that one cookie go. Wasn't worth it. Got to get 2.
He actually didn't even try to tag him because he just didn't have time.
He was positioning himself to do it. I think if he just commits to bogey at first, comes and gets it, he gets him. Play like that, the burden is on the base runner not to run into the fielder. You cannot impede the fielder's ability to make the play on the ball.
Foul tip. 1-1.
Field with the 2-run double, maybe the big hit in the ball game. Hit the ball hard last time too. Line drive to left, maybe a little bit down off the end of the bat.
It's like Parker's up in case the Cubs score some more here in the 8th. Luis Valbuena is on deck, just brought back from the DL. Three and one.
Ball jumps out of Ramirez's hand pretty cleanly. It's 93. Not a lot of effort. Been averaging better than 94 miles an hour with that heater. Spunk that one.
They are loaded for the pinch hitter Valbuena. Valbuena goes to the DL in early August. That gives Donnie Murphy an opportunity, and certainly grabbed it and ran with it. Sprained oblique was the injury, and he's back. This is his 90th game of the season.
Ooh. Big swing. Want to say hello to Chicago in a big way. With the bases juiced, home run swing came up empty. What's wrong with swinging hard as long as you're swinging at strikes? Ramirez came to the Phillies in a deal in which Cliff Lee was traded from Philadelphia to Seattle back in '09. Struggled with control problems throughout his minor league career.
Castro on deck. Bases loaded. Cubs already leading by 4 here in the bottom of the 8th. Valbuena can keyhole here. 3 and 1. Anything that's out of the zone, he'll get an RBI. Assuming he doesn't swing at it. 2 walks and a single in the inning.
And on one level, that certainly makes sense, but difficult to be patient. First big league at bat in a while. You know he wants to swing. He's hoping for a strike.
He does swing, and he just pulled it foul.
Well, he's picking up where he left off, right? We talked about it all year long, how many deep counts he worked. 3 and 2 again for Valbuena. Sees a lot of pitches.
Ball 4 to force in a run. It's 6-1.
That's a good at bat right there off the bench. Took a good aggressive hack at a couple of fastballs, yanked one foul, and then took ball 4, got himself an RBI.
So they're still full. Rich Doobie, a quick visit, and it'll be Castro.
Parker sits, and now Cabrera starts to warm up. Talk about specialized bullpen. You're my 5-to-1 guy. You're my 6-to-1 lead guy. Starlin hit number 8 yesterday. If he gets number 9 here, it will be his first career grand slam.
He was trying. 0-2.
And just pulled off that slider a little bit. Focus.
Kick the 1-2. Now 2-2. 3 free passes in the inning. Bogusevic tagging. Ruff makes a catch. The throw is going to go toward the middle of the diamond. Castro gets his 37th RBI and a sacrifice fly. 7-1.
Three walks, a ground ball to second, and a fly ball to right. Cubs have 2 runs.
They're at the corners, and it's Darwin Barney. He hit a sac fly in the 4th. Way inside for a ball. .27 pitches here in the inning for J.C. Ramirez. Foul tip, strike 3. That'll end it. Then a strikeout of the frame. He walked 3, including 1 with the bases loaded. The Cubs get 2, and we go to the 9th at 7-1. some of it with us. And we're back here tomorrow as the Cubs welcome in the Miami Marlins. 1 o'clock for the leadoff man. They're trying to finish off a series win against the Phillies. 3 outs to go, and it's right-hander Blake Parker.
Ashley Franzen or scheduled for the Phillies. Parker 1 and 2, 213 through 38 appearances. He too worked in yesterday's ball game. Limited, a third of an inning, just 4 pitches. Punched out the side Wednesday in L.A. in his 1 inning of work.
Here we go. It's a strike on a fastball to Cody Ashe. 0 for 3. Phillies batters 4 out of 28 against the Cubs pitching today.
Understandable that a young hitter would mimic Chase Utley a little bit, especially coming up through the Philly organization. But you see a lot of Utley in the approach here with Ashe at home plate.
Even that late practice swing. Send out a happy 59th birthday wish to Jim Sheehan here with his family, including his son Joe, Lieutenant Navy. Nice barehanded play by Castro.
Oh my, boy, was that a pretty play. And a couple of very good defensive plays yesterday. He's had better at bats lately. Now this ball's got some funky spin working. That's pretty.
Well, we've seen a much more confident shortstop here lately too. Even the routine plays just a lot smoother. The exchange, getting rid of the ball quickly. Does not look unsure at all. Franzen is grounded out all 3 times and hits this one foul off to the right. Oh, 2. 31,859 inside Wrigley Field.
There was talk of thunderstorms. We played under blue skies all day long.
We have. Still 0-2 on the veteran Kevin Franzen. Former Giant and Angel. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. I think Franzen realized that was his 3rd strike. Or maybe he thought that ball hit the dirt. Well, he caught it. The glove hit the dirt, but the ball was in the mitt. Two away. It's Pete Orr.
When the Cubs hierarchy looks back on the 2013 season, what went well, what didn't, and a lot of positives in the work of Blake Parker, who has really emerged a steady guy in the bullpen.
The 1-1. 2 balls and a strike. Kick, the pitch, just missed. 3-1. Kratz is on deck.
Well, you got to be willing to channel a fastball here. You're at the mercy of the count. You got a big lead. There's 2 outs in the ninth. Tried, just missed. No, it's okay.
Come on,
It'll
she
be
says.
all right. Come on, we got a big lead here. Challenge somebody. I want to sing that song.
Want the game to end now, she says.
Promise me we go for a pizza after the game. Only if the Cubs win.
Here is Kratz. Fouled straight back.
That really fits the profile of a lot of backup catchers. Big, strong guy, good catch and throw guy with some power. Doesn't hit for a high average. I said earlier, he likes to attack that first good fastball he sees. Very aggressive.
Switch hitting Cesar Hernandez just brought back up for the minors. Would hit next. He's on deck. Parker with a 1-2. Foul. Cubs trying to win 2 straight at home for the first time since early July. Castillo wants the breaking ball. Here it comes. A pop-up. Foul ground. Parker will make the basket catch near his own dugout. Cubs win 7-1 the final. Big day for Jake Arrieta, who gets his second win as a Cub. Wellington Castillo with probably the biggest hit, a 2-run double, as the Cubs busted it open in the 4th.
Yeah, really nice day for Arrieta, coming back after a couple of rough starts where his control abandoned him. Today he was solid, just 3 hits and 6 2/3 of 1-run baseball. Walked 3, struck out 4. Bullpen did their job for the second day in a row. Nice win.
So the Cubs win their second in a row and say goodbye to the Phillies in 2013. We're waiting on Wellington Castillo. Hopefully he'll join us here in a second. Good start to this homestand. 3 teams, 9 games. The Marlins come in tomorrow, and we'll start the series right here on WGN beginning at 1 o'clock Central Time.
A good start to the final month of the season, trying to get things turned around here at home.
So we have Cubs catcher Wellington Castillo with us down on the field. Welly, nice win today. Where should we start? Offense or the pitching performance by your guy Jake Arrieta?
I think the pitcher performance, he was really good, making his pitches. So he kicked the ball down. He made his pullback going on when he needed to make his breaking balls going. So, I think he did a really good job today.
Yeah, he's a guy who has struggled with control in the last couple of games. The walks hurt him, and I noticed a couple of occasions today, you would call for a pitch and kind of pump your fist, and almost as if you're telling him, come on, man, trust your stuff and throw it in there.
Yeah, he's a guy that have a really good stuff. I talk to a lot. He's a pitcher, too, that you need to get in his head. His stuff is so good, I just pumping, like let's go. Your stuff is so good. Make it right in the middle, let him hit him. So, I think he got him, I think he's a guy that you got to sometimes just get in his head and pumping out.
Well, we should probably get a shot of this at some point, but we watch you every game work with Mike Borzello. He's throwing pitches and things all over the place. You use a smaller glove. Can you talk about your work with him and improving as a catcher?
Yeah. Every day I get close to him to talk to him. He's a guy that be around a lot of good players and catchers. So, I just gotta listen to him and keep working, keep getting better. You know what I'm saying? I think in this game you never stop playing. So, every game situation, you just got to learn from that, because it's going to come again. That's this kind of game.
And last thing, I know you like catching, but it's also good to pick up a 2-run double, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, I feel good about that.
Nice job.
Your numbers in the second half are outstanding, Wellington. You got to be feeling really good about how things are playing out for you here.
Oh, I feel great. This is the last month of the season. I just got to keep doing what I'm doing and finish the season strong.
All right, nice job today, Welly. Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
That's Wellington Castillo. The Cubs, with that W flag flying, beat the Phillies 7-1.